Lila was a special girl. She lived in a tiny village, but her dreams were huge. Every night she'd look out her window. She'd imagine magical places beyond the hills, places with talking animals and dancing trees, places where anything could happen. Lila loved to read fairy tales. They were full of adventure and wonder. She'd stay up late reading by candlelight. Her parents would tell her to go to sleep, but Lila couldn't help it. She was too excited about magic. During the day, Lila would explore near her village. She'd look for signs of magic, maybe a sparkling rock or a funny-shaped leaf. Her friends thought she was silly, but Lila knew better. She knew magic was real. She just had to find it. One day, Lila made a big decision. She was going to explore the forest. Not just any forest, the magic forest. Everyone in the village talked about it. They said it was full of secrets. Lila packed her bag. She was ready for an adventure. She was going to find some real magic. The next morning, Lila woke up super early. The sun was just peeking over the hills. She put on her favorite red boots. They made her feel brave. She grabbed her backpack and snuck out. Her heart was beating fast. This was it. The path to the magic forest was long. Lila walked for hours. She sang songs to keep herself happy. Finally, she saw it. The trees were taller than any she'd seen before. They seemed to whisper as she got closer. Lila took a deep breath. She stepped into the forest. Wow, the magic forest was amazing. The leaves were all different colours, purple, blue, even gold. Flowers glowed like little lamps. Butterflies with rainbow wings fluttered by. Lila couldn't believe her eyes. This was better than any fairy tale. As she walked deeper into the forest, something caught her eye. It was a tiny light dancing in the air. Lila moved closer. The light got brighter. Suddenly, it turned into a beautiful fairy. The fairy had wings like a dragonfly. She sparkled from head to toe. Lila gasped. She had found real magic. The fairy smiled at Lila. "Welcome, brave one," she said. Her voice sounded like tinkling bells. "I am Fina, guardian of this forest. What brings you here?" Lila's words tumbled out. She told Fina about her dreams of magic. Fina listened carefully. Then she clapped her hands. "You have a pure heart, Lila. I have a quest for you." Fina explained the quest. Lila had to find 3 magical items: the golden acorn hidden in the oldest oak tree, the crystal feather dropped by the wise owl, and the rainbow flower blooming only in moonlight. "These items protect our forest," Fina said, "but they've been lost. Can you help us find them?" Lila's eyes grew wide. "A real magical quest, just like in her books." She nodded eagerly. "I'll do it," she said. Fina beamed. She waved her wand. A map appeared in Lila's hands. "This will guide you," Fina said, "but be careful. The forest has many tricks." Lila looked at the map. It showed winding paths and strange symbols. She felt a little scared, but she was more excited. This was her chance to be a hero, to save a magical place. Lila took a deep breath. She looked at Fina and smiled. "I'm ready," she said. And with that, she set off on her quest. Lila's first stop was the oldest oak tree. It was huge. Its branches reached up to the sky. Lila looked all around it. Where could the golden acorn be? Then she heard a tiny voice. "Up here," it said. Lila looked up. A squirrel was waving at her. "The acorn's in a knothole," it said, "but you have to solve a riddle first." The riddle was tricky, but Lila thought hard. She remembered stories from her village. Finally, she got it. The knothole opened. Inside was the golden acorn. It shimmered in her hand. Lila carefully put it in her backpack. 1 down, 2 to go. Next, Lila had to find the crystal feather. The map led her to a misty clearing. There, on a branch, sat a huge owl. Its eyes were like moons. "To earn my feather," it hooted, "you must answer 3 questions." Lila gulped, but she stood tall. She answered each question. The owl nodded. A sparkling feather floated down. Lila caught it. It was cool to the touch. The last item was the rainbow flower. Lila had to wait until night. When the moon rose, she followed the map to a hidden meadow. Flowers of every colour bloomed there, but only one glowed with all the colours of the rainbow. Lila gently picked it. As she did, it sang a beautiful song. Lila's heart filled with joy. She had done it. Lila rushed back to find Fina. The fairy was waiting in a clearing. Her eyes lit up when she saw Lila. "You did it!" she cried. Lila proudly showed her the 3 items. Fina waved her wand. The items began to glow. They floated into the air, spinning faster and faster. Suddenly, there was a flash of light. Lila blinked. When she opened her eyes, she gasped. The clearing had changed. In the center stood a magnificent tree. It sparkled with all the colors of the rainbow. "This is the heart of the magic forest," Fina said. "You've brought it back to life." Lila stepped closer to the tree. She could feel its magic. It was warm and comforting, like a big hug. Fina explained that the tree protected the whole forest, but it needed the 3 items to stay strong. "You've saved us all, Lila," she said. Lila felt proud, but also a little sad. Her adventure was over. Fina saw Lila's face. She smiled gently. "The magic forest will always need protectors," she said. "Would you like to be one?" Lila's heart leaped. She nodded so hard her pigtails bounced. Fina touched Lila's forehead. A warm glow spread through her body. Lila felt different, stronger, more connected to everything around her. Lila was now a protector of the magic forest. Fina taught her many things: how to talk to animals, how to make plants grow, even how to fly. Lila loved every minute. She spent days exploring the forest. She made friends with talking trees and mischievous fairies. Every day was a new adventure. But Lila didn't forget her village. She knew she had to go back. Her parents would be worried. Fina understood. "You can always come back," she said. "The forest will welcome you." Lila hugged her new friend goodbye. She promised to visit often. As she left, Fina gave her a special gift, a tiny seed that glowed like starlight. Back in her village, Lila told everyone about her adventure. Some believed her, others didn't. But Lila didn't mind. She knew the truth. She planted the magic seed in her garden. Soon a small tree grew. It had leaves that changed color with Lila's mood. The village children loved to play under it. Lila never stopped believing in magic. She grew up to be a storyteller. She shared tales of the magic forest with everyone. Some nights, she'd sneak back to visit Fina. She'd help protect the forest and have new adventures. Lila learned that magic isn't just in far-off places, it's everywhere. You just have to believe, and sometimes be brave enough to step into the unknown.